Hello beauties, how are you? Can you hear the rain? Yeah, the rain on the van. So I'm here by the beautiful ocean. It's been quite an emotional few days for me. I've been doing some deep sacral and root chakra clearing, and there's been some triggers that have come up that have been beautifully activated, shall we say, and I've come down here to the ocean to breathe. And I just wanted to share with you, this week is about triggers. It's about triggers being a beautiful way in, activating those old wounds. It's something that we try to avoid at all costs. I think a lot of the time, I myself have avoided those things a lot. We'd avoid them with food, we avoid them with alcohol, with smoking, with talking about it, with whatever. And what we're not taught to do is actually go into those emotions. We're taught that those emotions, we shouldn't have them, they're not real, they're not valid, and that we should be lucky and count our blessings. And don't get me wrong, yes, we have many blessings, and I have many blessings, but most of the time I live in that place of gratitude for those blessings. But sometimes something will happen and it will trigger an old wound, and now instead of avoiding that uncomfortable feeling, I allow it to come out. And that's happened to me over the last couple of days, so I wanted to share with you that is a great place to be, actually. And as we go along our spiritual journey, we do not avoid these moments. I don't go looking for them. I'm not a big delver. Most of the time I do live in a state of a real flow and joy with the universe, but there are times when I get triggered and the depth of old emotions comes up, and I now celebrate those times. And although they're uncomfortable, I allow myself to be in those times, and I allow myself to be in that space, and I don't try and avoid it. And I wanted to share that with you today. So for me, there was yesterday my stomach felt like I'd eaten something. All my digestive organs all felt tight and bloated, and it was just old emotions that I hadn't processed. I hadn't actually digested them. So, and then this morning, I on the beach with my dog, and my dog was a bit naughty, and somebody wasn't very happy about it, and we had a little bit of a disagreement, and it really upset me. But I realised that actually it was nothing to do with that. I was just upset, and I needed to have a good cry. So I went for a big drive and cried and allowed those emotions to come up. And I just want to really support you and guide you and say that it's okay. It's okay to have those moments. The spiritual journey can be sort of sold as it's amazing, it's wonderful, and it is amazing and it is wonderful. But there are also times when you go into the depths of those old emotions. But that's what it is. It's just clearing dense emotions. It's old beliefs. And I was going into a deep wound of adoption, and a deep wound of being believing that I wasn't good enough, or believing that I wasn't wanted, or whatever it was. I don't try and get too much into the story nowadays, but there was some deep old emotional wounds in there that needed to come up. So I allowed them to come up, and just had a really good cry, and that allows for space. because you've released that emotions, you've released that old clogged, dense energy, and now space comes in. So with space comes in light. You can release those old thought patterns, those old beliefs, and with that bring in the I am enough, I am wonderful, I am loved. You know? So don't avoid those times. We're, like I say, we are, you know, society has taught us that we, you know, certainly in you know, Britain, it's, you know, stop crying else I'll give you something to cry for, that kind of, you know, old Victorian sort of thing about emotions. And it's not good. Our emotions are there for us and they help us to release, and they are so important. And, you know, when something triggers you, it's a really good time to roll your sleeves up and get stuck in. Like I say, you don't have to go looking for it. You know, you don't have to live in that place all the time. But when it does happen, and the universe will put it in there, if you can say thank you. This morning, you know, I was very grateful for my dog being naughty and upsetting. You know, I knew that it was something that needed to be triggered, and somebody, you know, not being happy with me made me, it triggered something within me, but I knew that actually that needed to be triggered, so I was grateful for it, even with the emotions, even with the sadness, even with the pain and the hurt coming up. I was grateful for it because I knew this is a chance to release, this is a chance to let go. So, you know, during this program, during these 6 weeks of whatever they are for you, and, you know, beyond this, because this is just the start as well, there are going to be times when something's going to come and it's going to hurt. But you know, when that happens, that is, it's I would say it's like a splinter. It's like a splinter, and splinters sometimes, when they're really deep, you can't feel them, but as they start to work their way up, they start to get more and more painful. And just as it's by the surface, even just one little kind of little touch can, ow! And that's what's happening when you get triggered. So when you do get triggered by something, just try and sort of step back from the story and think, what is this showing me? What is this showing me? It's showing me a deep wound. Why? And just allow it to come up. You can journal on it. You can, you know, talk to some good friends. Just allow it to come up. And once you say thank you, even though it's uncomfortable, it's just, you're giving then the universe permission, you're giving the universe permission. You're saying, okay, I know that this is something really wonderful. Please show me what it is. Okay. So it's you see the wild sea here, the wild ocean, the wild Atlantic Ocean. Oh, and a bit dark now. There we go. It's lovely to just come out and breathe. Just come out and take some time. Be kind to myself. Know that it's all as it is supposed to be. And allow those old beliefs, those old wounds to be released, because it's not true. It's just a story that I've told myself, you know, for whatever reason. And it's been shown that it's not true. I can release that. I can change it. Change the story, change the beliefs. So be grateful for the triggers. Be grateful for the discomfort. Allow it to be your way in. It doesn't always have to be the way in. We can go in with joy as well. But if you're in that place, then allow it to show you the beauty and the road ahead. So have a wonderful day wherever you are. Enjoy these week's activations, and I will look forward to catching up with you soon. Lots of love. Goodbye. Thank you.